Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and I'm so excited to finally be back here with you to do my April Sparks. Oh, fucking finally. It was a long 2 weeks. Oh my god. The week before last was just awful. It just was awful. It just felt awful all week. It was annoying. And then it ended with me having to get, on Saturday evening, a wisdom tooth extracted via emergency extraction. So that's why I didn't post any videos last week, because I didn't have anything ready to go and I couldn't talk. Well, at least not fully and all of that stuff. So that was long and I did not like it. But we're back and we're starting off with my Sparks videos where I talk about my favorites from the month of May. Nope, this is the month of May, from April. I keep wanting to say March Sparks, but it's April Sparks. So let's get into it. And for starters, for the month of March, I pull a year ahead spread at the beginning of the end of the calendar year, and I use it a lot throughout the year. It's one of the most in-depth ways in which I work with the tarot personally, and my card for the month of April was the Five of Wands. I wanted to pick a favorite Five of Wands, except for the fact that oh yeah, dishwasher's going, sorry. I wanted to pick a favorite, but I didn't feel super connected to this Five of Wands energy. And then, so I just decided to just stick with the Star Seeker as my favorite Five of Wands. And the thing is, every time I see this card, I hear the line from the song in my head, I want to break free. I want to break free. So that's kind of my ideas around what this card is. And this specific depiction gives me that energy. And April was weird. April was really weird and kind of a lot happened, but it's one of those months that now you look back on and it's kind of also confusing, and I'm like, I don't really know. I've been deep in identity crisis territory, so I don't know. But that was my card for the month of April. One of my things I did in the month of April was one of the things I got in the month of April was I received my Bonefire Tarot, which I did a collab with Lisa, where, which is linked up above in the cards, where she picked and told me what deck to buy for myself. And she picked this one. And I'm really liking it. I admit I haven't used it a ton. I feel like these I feel like these monthly videos of my Sparks is, yeah, I'm talking about my favorite things, but I'm just chatting with my friends and catching you up on my life. I haven't used it a ton. I feel like this is a deck I want to study. And I also feel like it's a deck I'm kind of getting in my own way about, in that I get nervous that I won't be able to intuitively read it. Because the pictures it's so unusually styled. I love them though. This is such a fucking stunning Ace of Coins. So it's very, very weird. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I'm a weirdo. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I am a weirdo. What's the Five of Wands look like in this one? But so I did get that though, and I do love it. I also got a bag for it. A Peggy bag. Isn't it beautiful? It was a birthday present. So I did get a bag for it. And I picked it out and I love it. Oh, now my wife is home. And so she's having a shower, so we're doing that noise too, which is fine. I'm just trying to look for the 5 of Wands. Oh, it's the first one. Oh my god. There, 5 of Wands. I love the acorns in this. So I got that. I didn't write it in here. I also got the Ellis Tarot, the Ellis deck, which, oh, and I'll admit, I did that thing with Lisa, and as soon as I saw the 8 of Wands in the Ellis deck with the Kitsune, I was like, okay, I need this deck. And so it kind of, I ended up ordering this very close on the back of the Bonfire. And it kind of, I gotta stop doing that. And y'all, I don't recommend it because it happens every time that I will, oh, my favorite Queen of Wands in the whole world. Like, I want to be her. This is who I want to be. I don't recommend ordering decks back to back to back to back to back. I'm sure there are some people that can do that and no problem. I am not one of those people. Every time I do, there's always one that languishes a little bit and doesn't get attention. And then I have to go through the process of trying to make friends with the deck. And in this case, the Bonfire didn't really get the attention because I was so excited for this. So I'm thrilled to have gotten this. I did do a first impressions, but I feel like I'm not gonna really do, unless there's something like new I'm getting. I don't know. I do film the flip throughs, but they're not a big thing on my channel. So what I've decided I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, like, occasionally when I just randomly want to, I'll just throw up an extra video. And I'll do like a flip through that way. And I want to have my regular content, and then the flip throughs is kind of like a little bonus kind of thing. But so I did also get the Ellis Tarot. And I did also, I would have talked about this in, I think it was my journal video. I think this is my favorite deck that I got. Just because it means so much to me. My spouse gave me her copy of the Brady Tarot, which I bought for her, because when I saw this, it was about a year ago. I got it from her. This is such a good card. Like, I saw this and I was like, oh my god, this is for Zariah. But since then, it's really become obvious, especially since I got Zariah the Publishing Goblin Oracle dice. Those she loves. Those she uses. Tarot is not so much her thing. And I kept trying to find an animal deck for me. And I kept not finding one. And I think that was because a part of me wanted this one for me. But I was like, well, this can't be my deck. It's Zariah's deck, because my brain is unhelpful and does shit like that to me. It's really, really stupid and annoying. So when she admitted that tarot wasn't really her thing, she gave me this. And it is so beautiful. And I love it so much. I really like this for, like, connecting with my world. And because it feels like it's the natural world I live in. Like, I'm familiar with the creatures in this deck. Let me see. And then it also has the best 10 of swords ever. Look at it. Look at it. The possum isn't even stabbed. He's just being dramatic. He's just being dramatic. I love this 10 of swords so much. So those are 3 decks I got this month, and this one is my favorite. Although, wait a minute, hold on. I knew it. There was one other deck that I got. I got to do a better job of keeping my lists. There was one other deck I got. Okay, so my Brady Tarot was almost my favorite because my other deck that I got was my Ganeshian Village Tarot, which, okay, if you want to listen to me cackle, because this is so fucking cute. I did a walkthrough of this. It's up above in the cards, and oh my god, this deck is my favorite thing in the whole world. I love it so much. It's so fucking cute. It's so cute. I have trouble reading with it because it just makes me giggle. Which is fine. I'm like, you can't, like, you'd have to get this out of my cold dead hands. But it's like, it's just so, it just makes me so happy because it's cute little elephants. And I love them so much. So there's also my Ganeshian Village Tarot. Mwah. Love. Speaking of adorable things, one of my favorite things that went on in April was Lisa started her tag myadorabledecks, which she did that live, and it's linked up above in the cards, and it was so much fun. I joined live because of course I did, and it was so good. I haven't done that because I'm kind of, okay, let's talk here. I haven't done it because A, I don't have a lot of decks that I would call like adorable. And B, there's one that's missing. I think of doing this adorable decks video and I really want to, but I'm like, I don't have all of my adorable decks yet because one isn't here yet. Because it only just went on pre-order today. I'm filming this on the 9th. It's going up today. So the day you see this, if you see this the day it came out, this is May 9th. It only just went up on pre-order today. I'll give you a hint. Oh, ignore the hair, but this is your hint. I already have a bag for it. I haven't done the adorable decks video because it feels like I'm missing my main adorable deck, which is the Boo Tarot, which is just launched on pre-order, and I'm so excited. Oh my god. I'm so excited. You have no idea. I have had this bag for months because I knew, and it's a wrap out one, because I knew as soon as I saw the Boo Tarot, I was like, I absolutely 1,000,000% need that deck. And I've been following it since it had, oh my god, it is just so good. It is so fucking cute and so pretty and so perfect. And it makes my inner child so happy. I can't even function because it's just so, oh my god. So when I think of doing my adorable decks, it's like, but you can't do it yet because you don't have them yet because you're missing your Boo Tarot. And then like I'm so excited that like I said, I've had this for months because I saw this fabric and I was like, that's perfect for the Boo Tarot. And I had it made. I had Peggy make me a wrap out one. And it's been sitting here for months waiting for the baby to go in it. And tomorrow I'm going to be ordering it because tomorrow I get my money I need to order it. So that's why I haven't done the Adorable Decks tag. But I figure I'll probably do it once I get my Boo Tarot. Because I do have, and I didn't have the Ganeshian Village. And I don't have a lot of like what I class as adorable decks. Which my version of adorable is super cutesy adorable. So I have like one. So I didn't do the tag. But I loved watching it. I've loved watching other people do it. It's so much fun. Go and check out Lisa's. And Lisa does have a playlist. Another new thing that started in April that I'm really excited about is we've been working on, there's still the pile of crap behind me because we have to go through it. But we have been working on reorganizing our house. We are in right now, we have been in for several months a state of heavy decluttering, reorganizing, settling kind of energy. Like, we keep decluttering stuff, and we decluttered before we moved in here because this place is smaller than the last place we were in, considerably smaller. It's like half the size of the last place we lived in. So we decluttered a lot to move in here, and everything we had just barely fit. And it's just, since we've moved here, and it's really funny because we found this place really early in our apartment hunt. So early that it like threw me off. I'm not used to finding a place that early. And so I wasn't sure if we should take it. So I did a tarot reading where I was like, pro or con, not pro or con. It was like, keep apartment hunting or take the apartment. And then for each one, it was pro, con, potential outcome. And the potential outcome for this one was the World card. And I did that reading and I knew we needed to take this space. And it's like, I don't know what it is. There's something about this home where we're transitioning. We're in a World card home. It's taking us from one phase of life to the next. And it's such a beautiful experience. Like, it's astounding to me what all has happened since we've moved here. We've cut off family. My wife has come out as trans, which means I am essentially, without officially saying the words, coming out as not straight to all the peoples because I have a trans wife and I'm staying with her because I love her. And because she's delicious. Just so. Anyway, and I, like, there's been so much that's happened. There's been so much. I've started doing my work more officially. I like, my wife is now starting school. Everything has changed. Everything. And we finally come to the point, which you would hear me talk about in my depthier videos, which is, I'll link the playlist up above, where we've come to the point where we're now kind of dealing with all the stuff in the past that we didn't deal with. And just moving into like adult life. And this is what this home feels like. I don't think this is going to be our forever home. It's small. Cameron will outgrow his room eventually. That's our kid. But it's like, this is the place to hold us and keep us safe for the next few years, to help us get to the point where we're ready to go to wherever it is that we're going. And I think whenever we do our next move, I think it's going to be a very big one. So we've been in this constant state where every time, like, we declutter and we get the house looking beautiful, and then something happens and we declutter again. And like, it's refinement. That's the word. We're in this stage of refining things and moving away from things and cultivation. And so we reorganized our bedroom because I hated my wardrobe that my clothes were in. I hated it so much. So and it darkened our room. And so we reorganized the bedroom, and I got a new setup for my clothes. And I love it. So there's a clip here, and as you can see, I've got my big dresser, which has most of my clothes in it, and then I've got some of my clothes hanging up. But my favorite part is the jewelry. I was able to take all of my sacred jewelry and set it up in such a beautiful way that when I get dressed in the morning, I can see it all. So I go into my room and I get dressed and I pick my clothes based on how I'm feeling. Normally I do this process after I've done my reading for the day, which I'll talk more about in a minute. And so I'll have a feeling of what kind of energy I'm doing for that day and what I want to be doing for that day. And then I go and I pick what I want to wear, and then I pick an accompanied jewelry if I want, and they're all there and they're beautiful, and I love it so much. So much. And that daily reading I've been doing is part of me trying to figure out how to read for myself, and I really like it. And what I've been doing is a super simple 3-card spread, energy obstacle advice. And I've been doing this most every day. I take my energy card, that's my daily draw card, that's what I wear every day. So today's is the 4 of Wands, and I wear that. That's my energy, and that's what goes in my tracker. That's what goes in this tracker, is the energy card. And then I pull an obstacle and an advice card, and I do a brief little reading to get a feel. And I've been really enjoying this. I've been using it for a lot of things. There's a reason why the energy obstacle advice is a classic, and I'm really enjoying where I'm at. My hair is just driving me crazy right now. So yeah, I'm just in general really liking where I'm at with my personal readings for myself right now. And that's really started in April. The next thing on my list is the biggest thing to happen in April, and that's my name. I changed my name. As you're probably aware if you've been here for a bit, because I changed my channel name too. So far it's just a social change. But yeah, and I did a whole video where I talked about it, and that's up above. And I felt like going into April, I felt like I was still in that judgment month energy. And that proved to be true. And it's like, because it's like, in March, I really started to admit who I am. And I opened that door. And by opening that door, all the rest of me has started to just spill out. And so now I've been learning about myself a lot more. And it's very hard to explain, but we'll circle back to that. But one of the biggest manifestations of that is changing my name. And I didn't even really know how serious I was, because I talked about changing my name for 6 years. I talked to Zariah, and I'd be like, I'm not sure if I feel like a Rebecca, and I don't know. It's still very surreal that I changed my name. Like, it's been just over a month. And then I found my name, Kyra, and it's like, yeah, that's me. That's who I am. That's who I want to be too. And I didn't even really notice or know fully how serious I was until I told my mom, which was very weird. Um, so yeah, if you want to hear more about that, you can check out that video up above. In the month of April, I got 2 new books, both of which I'm really excited about and I'm really, really, really loving. The first one is Anatomy of a Witch, A Map to the Magical Body by Laura Tempest Zakroff. I love Laura Tempest Zakroff. Her work is amazing. She wrote Weave the Liminal, which I adore, and I'm going to be rereading. I love the way she talks and how inclusive and open she is. She's just phenomenal. She is 100% phenomenal. And this is kind of a manifestation of my judgment month. So on the back, it says, this book is a guide to the most magical tool in your possession, your body. Not just your physical flesh and blood body, but also your symbolic witch body, the conduit for bringing the material and metaphysical worlds together. Within these pages, you will explore hands-on magical practices, exercises, and sigils related to your witch lungs, heart, bones, mind, and the spiraling path of your inner serpent. Magic flows most freely when you are in tune with your intuition and the power of your true self. Through dozens of activities, prompts, spells, and rituals, Anatomy of a Witch helps you connect with the seen and unseen worlds, your ancestors, and your living community. Discover the profound correspondences between your body, the mythos of tarot, and the 5 elements. Practice rituals and activities for protection, warding, rebalancing your home, and embracing your body, despite the limiting beliefs that society foists upon us. This book teaches you how to tap into your personal power as you make a pilgrimage to the inner workings of your true self. And it's got the foreword by Christopher Penczak. It's absolutely phenomenal. Because one of the things that happened was, as soon as I admitted how fiery I was, I realized how much I needed more earth in my life. And there's some astrological significance with that, which for fun reasons I don't want to talk too much about. There's a astrological theory I'm developing. It's like I needed to unlock the fire in order to get to the earth. And so I unlocked the fire, and then my body started screaming how much more I needed earth. And one of the biggest things is I'm hugely disconnected from my body. And so when I did my calling my power back ritual for my birthday, if I have space in the cards, I'll link it, that vlog up above. This was the book I bought for myself. And I started reading it, and it is fabulous. The other book which I started reading around the same time, was Climate Cure, Heal Yourself to Heal the Planet. Again, a very earthy, well, this one isn't just earthy, but this book is phenomenal. I'm planning to talk more about this, but in its own separate thing, because this book is just so good. So stay tuned, and if you're interested in hearing me talk about books and shit, let me know in the comments. For my favorite spread for this month, it was this spread right here in this picture. And what I really loved about this spread this month was that it really, it showed it's all tarot readings. So it's on the right side, on the left side, it's my energy obstacle advice daily readings I've been doing, and then on the left side it's a reading I did with my Brady Tarot of the root chakra check-in, which was such a beautiful reading. I really liked that. So I love this spread. A, it's very visually pleasing. B, it shows how I'm working in my book, and it just feels a really good representation for where I am right now. And I just genuinely really love it. there's 3 more things. 2 of them are very quick. One, I did my 12 decks for 12 houses tag, which, if you're unfamiliar with it, I came up with a question so people could pick a deck for each house of the zodiac, which I will link that video somewhere. It was a lot of fun. I really loved the idea. I'm still hoping I will see more responses because I just think it's fascinating AF. But so yeah, there's that video you can check out. And then another YouTube video was Owl Vine's Witchy Planner video, which I mentioned when I did my planning for May video, which links, check the description box. Hopefully I'll put them there. And that brings us to our last thing for my sparks. And that was this one particular day. I really like doing personality test kind of stuff because I have identity crisis and I'm trying to constantly learn about who I am, right? And understand myself. So I like doing this stuff. And I've always done the Myers-Briggs personality test. And I've always had, for several years now, I've had this feeling of like, one day I want to do this test and I want to focus in on just my true core self and not answer based on my anxiety and my depression and my other things. Because I am not my depression and I am not my anxiety. The core of who I am is very different than how I outwardly act and seem because I have such high anxiety and depression. So I really wanted to center in. And I've been thinking about for years, and I've been experimenting with this idea of like, would my Myers-Briggs personality type change if I just focused on my core self? So I did that. There was a day where Zariah ended up home from work. I don't remember what reasons those were, but it doesn't matter. And so I did that. I did the Myers-Briggs personality thing. I'll link it in the description. Oh, excuse me. And I got a completely different type, and I saw it and I thought, no fucking way. And so I was like, there's no way. So then I went to Zariah and I was like, okay, I have a challenge for you. You know me better than anybody. Sometimes I think you see me even better than I see myself. So my challenge is you take the Myers-Briggs, answering about who I am as my core as a person, and I'll sit there, and if I really think you're wrong about something, then I'll correct you. And so we did that, and she submitted it, and we got the same damn type that I had gotten before. And the type I got was an INTP. I went from an ENFP to an INTP-T. So almost the whole thing changed, which is the logician, which is a very thinky one. And it rocked my whole world. Like my whole world. And this was right at the end of April. Oh boy. So like, I wasn't super surprised that my E for extrovert turned into an I for introvert. That wasn't super surprising. Because I realized pretty much once the pandemic hit and I had spent considerable amount of time on my own, I realized that I'm actually introverted. I'm outgoing, and there are certain scenarios in which I'm extroverted, but I am actually an introvert, or way more than I thought I was. The N stayed the same. It's for intuitive, no problem, no surprise there. The F for feeling, which I always had, changed to T for thinking, and that is where we get into the territory of, it was really weird. Yeah, I think a lot. But for some reason, I never thought of myself as a thinker. I have this horrible habit of, and it's not even necessarily a habit, it might just be part of my neurodivergence, it might be a trauma response, I'm not sure. It could be a combination, it probably is a combination. But I have this this pattern of over-identifying myself with one singular part of myself. So I think I'm watery, and then I go, yes, I'm watery, that's what I am. Or I think about me as a talker, and I go, yes, I'm a talker, that's what I am. I think about me as fiery, yes, I'm fiery, that's what I am. And I allow it to take up my whole self. And that's not healthy. It's not healthy, and it's inaccurate. And so seeing this, we saw the personality type, and I was like, there's no fucking way. And then she read it to me, the whole damn thing. And I almost cried through the whole damn thing. Where previously I would read them and be like, yeah, this is me, trying to justify it. And Zerai would be looking at me like, oh, okay, if you say so. This one she read, and she knew it was me. And it was like a fucking, like it just went right in, like hit me right in the kisser, like right into the gut. I've never felt so seen and heard, and just understood. It really changed my perspective on myself, because I have such a pattern of unhealthily over-identifying myself with one singular feature of my personality. The big example here being the talking. I completely dismiss or don't even take into consideration the other parts of myself. Like, yes, I do enjoy talking, but talking is not all of who I am. Like, when I'm on my own and I'm feeling calm and centered in myself, and I do a ritual, I do the ritual in silence. I don't put on music most of the time. I just quietly, occasionally I mutter to myself, but I just quietly focus and think about what I'm doing, and I do my magical working. I don't add music. I don't add background noise. I'm just in my quiet space. And there are many reasons why, for the whole of my life, that quiet space has become a space that I've avoided and a space that I have feared. And looking back, I can see this very distinct arc pattern of going from that place where, like, I would say my biggest fear was being alone. My biggest fear was that I would die alone. And my biggest fear is that I would be alone and that no one would listen, and all of these things. I felt very lonely as a kid. I've always felt very lonely. And I grew up in a very unstable household. And when things were quiet is when things went bad. Like, things would get quiet, and then there would be like explosive anger and fear and all of these things. I don't trust quiet. I don't trust stillness, which means, because I have this core of quiet and stillness within me, and all of us do to an extent, mine's just a lot bigger than I thought it was. Because I have this core within me, and I have a trauma response distrust of quiet and stillness, it means I don't trust that core of myself. And it means I also don't allow myself to sit in that core of myself, or at least I didn't. I also never identified myself as like a quote unquote intellectual or academic, I suppose you could say, is a better way to put it. Like, I knew I was smart, but I never thought of myself as a thinker, which is really quite stupid, because all I do is spend all of my time thinking and wanting to talk about the things I think about. Like, that's what I do. And it's been a really hard shift, especially because I got labeled as the talker, and I did identify as the talker, so much so that I left no room for anything else. Like, my mom has always said, I've never shut up since I was born. Like, I was born and I started making noise, and I haven't shut up since. So much so that people wouldn't believe me that I could be quiet, or when I just felt like, when I felt calm and centered in myself, like just doing a puzzle or something, people thought something was wrong with me. And I'm like, no, I'm just relaxed. I'm just chilling. So there's been this overcompensation and this leaning into this label. There's been anxiety driven talking has been a very big thing. Like there's been a whole lot of things, and that day it threw me for a loop, thinking of myself as a thinker. And like I just said, thinking of myself as a thinker, and moving away from this idea, and that I'm just the talker, and that no matter what I'll always be the talker, and moving towards this idea that I am more than just that part of me. It was a huge kind of shift, and it's really hard, or it feels very hard and weird to try and explain. And I don't know if I'm explaining it well, because that's the other part too, is like I have this pattern in my life where I try and explain things and it feels like no one understands me. um it has been very, very strange, and it has completely shaped my view of myself. Yeah, so it was a weird month. Also, too, my sister got in touch with me. I have a sister who I was kind of like out of touch with because we live far away from each other and there's a decent age gap between us. So we just kind of fell, so we've gotten back in touch. That happened. April was weird. I like, life is just so weird. It's so weird to sit here and to know that I'm in such a period of shifting and changing. I'm very much in that hanged man where I'm just in a tree, just seeing what happens and determining how I think about it and how I feel about it and moving forward from that. It is, it's, it's a weird space I'm in. It's really weird. And every time I think things have settled, things shift again. Um, and April was no different. So those are the sparks. Those are the things that spark joy. Those are the things that sparked new thought and inspiration and change and transformation and all these other beautiful, fiery things that I live for. I live for transformation and for growth and for change, and I love it. I live for the phoenix energy. So yeah, that's that is it. I hope you had fun on this rambly, oh, I pulled my hair. On this rambly journey with me. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up to let me know if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification. I'm so fucking close, guys. I'm almost at 900 subscribers. Last I looked, and I'm so close. I'm so fucking close. Yeah. And I have in the description box, you can check out my Calendly where I have my services and my Patreon. Things are changing. I'm working on figuring myself out and my stuff out. I will not stop offering tarot readings. I will not stop offering astrological services because those are the things I do. Basically, what I do is I do like a coaching educational style where I will teach you about your personal astrology, and we can use tarot to explore astrological things going on, like the Mercury retrograde that is starting tomorrow. If you want to learn more about the Mercury retrograde and how it's going to affect you personally, hit me up. That is what I do. We will sit down and I will look at your chart with you and I will teach you. I will share with you and tell you how the Mercury retrograde could be showing up in your life and give you ideas, and we can problem solve of ways you can work with it rather than have this energy be something that's just working against you. So that Calendly is there, but do bear in mind that things will be changing and continuing to grow. There's a lot of still new things happening. Even like it's May 9th and more stuff has changed. Like there's more new. Constant. Anyways, I'm going to let you go and I will see you again soon. Lots of love. Bye.